Hey, welcome back to another episode of Life Between Loads. Week 3 of Rad Tech school done. I'm still here, I'm tired, confused, slightly overcaffeinated, but doing the thing. This week, somehow survived the physics exam with a 96%, but don't worry, the anxiety was still free and unlimited. Monday kicked off again with remote lectures, which honestly feels like a blessing. No commute, bonding time with the dog, and I get to kind of focus. We learned that the big physics exam got pushed back to Thursday, so thank God. Somebody had some sense up there. So I'm like, cool, extra time to study. But instead of studying, I spent most of the day just mentally spiraling, and then I totally forgot about a Zoom tutoring session. Way to start it off, dude. But luckily, a quarter of the class went, and they took some notes and they sent it to the Discord. They the real MVPs. Tuesday was another remote day, but this time with patient care lectures, mostly reviewing basic stuff like don't drop the patient, be a decent human being, treat them with respect. I got it, dude. I've been in the field now for 10 plus years. What are we doing? But then I do have to take a step back and realize that not everyone has been in the field before, and I found that out by just talking to some folks that this is the first time that they've ever been in some sort of customer service or healthcare field, and I'm just like, whoa, that's insane. Because this stuff is so easy, but to them it's so hard. So anyway, the whole time during lecture, the back of my mind, I'm just thinking about this physics exam. So instead of listening to that, I just got ahead on some homework, made some flashcards until my brain was just like, dude, stop. Wednesday, more remote lectures. Neither of which, again, had anything to do with Thursday's exam. So I'm just sitting through them like a ghost haunting the Zoom, not paying attention at all. I did actually spend half of the Zoom just looking at everyone else's camera. That was pretty fun. Pretty entertaining. Highly recommend. Then I spent the rest of the day cramming like my life depended on it. Flashcards, study guides, excessive sweating, the usual. And then Thursday, the day we've been dreading. On the way to school, I was literally so nervous, I almost had to pull over to throw up. Legit, my stomach was doing backflips and I legit almost had to throw up. Luckily, the feeling passed and I got to school. I ran through the flashcards one last time in the car and then took that slow walk up into the campus. I get in the classroom, we're all in there, and there's this lady that we haven't seen before, and she introduces herself as the director of the school, and she's just getting back from maternity leave, and she notices that we're not in our school scrubs, and she asks us, hey, how come no one's wearing their scrubs? Does no one have their scrubs yet? Clearly we don't have them because otherwise we would be wearing them. And then has the audacity to ask us if we ordered the scrubs. Yes, we've ordered the scrubs. And yes, we've reached out and asked about it. And we have gotten shit for an answer. So, we've heard a million times before, she says she'll look into it. We all know what that means. Anyway, exam starts. And plot twist. I finished way faster than I expected. And somehow I ended up getting a 96. Yeah. I checked it a couple times too because I was sure that was a glitch. We had a couple hours to kill until lab started, so we celebrated like any adult would. Denny's pancakes, baby. Once we got back to class, it was just positioning lab again. This time we're actually doing hand and chest on each other, again, smaller groups, because we have simulations next week. And then clinicals start a couple days after that, and I still feel like I don't know shit. But no one cried, or passed out, or broke the machine, so we'll call it a win. Friday. No class, thanks to the upperclassmen's graduation. But don't get it twisted, this was not an off day. I have 2 more exams next week, patient care and positioning. So what's the plan? More flashcards, more caffeine, pretend like I know what I'm doing. And again, on top of that, we got our first simulations on Friday, chest and hand positioning. So I'm gonna definitely be binge watching positioning videos and just praying that my brain can keep the information in. Because right after that, clinicals. Real patients, real pressure, real x-rays. This is fine. Everything's fine. Totally fine. Right? So yeah, week 3 wasn't the end of the world. I passed physics, no mental breakdowns, got some real lab time under my belt. Almost feels like I kind of know what I'm doing, which means next week is probably about to humble me again. At least the laundry's getting folded while I'm losing my shit. Thanks a lot for checking out this video. If you're into chaos, caffeine, and behind the scenes of becoming an X-ray tech, you know what to do. Drop a like, a comment, and hit that subscribe button. See you in week 4, assuming I pass positioning. Clean clothes, dirty thoughts. See you next load.